What happens when one of the world's most iconic football clubs finds itself stuck between a transfer standstill and a looming World Cup? You get drama, desperation, and a manager who's not afraid to make a statement. Ruben Amorim's latest comments about Manchester United's unsettled stars, Garnacho, Antony, Sancho, and Malacia, have sparked massive debates online. And with the World Cup around the corner, the stakes couldn't be higher. So what exactly did Amorim say? Why are fans so divided? And how did we get to the point where top talents could be forced to play in the reserves, or miss out on international glory altogether? Let's dive into the public reaction to Amorim's bold stance, and why some believe this could be the make-or-break moment for United's troubled rebuild. If you're a football fan, hit that like button and subscribe. Let us know in the comments. Should United sell now, reintegrate these players, or bench them all season? Amorim sends a message. And it's loud. Ruben Amorim's transfer update wasn't just a tactical comment, it was a warning. Many fans saw this as a direct message to both players and their agents. Get serious, cut your wage demands, or risk spending the season in exile. One viewer summed it up perfectly. If you want to play in the World Cup, you better figure out a deal or forget about playing at all. There's no hiding it anymore. Amorim has made it clear that unless deals are finalized soon, these players could be benched, demoted, or forgotten entirely. Several fans appreciated the manager's boldness. They felt it was refreshing to see someone take charge of transfers with a firm hand. Almost in the spirit of Sir Alex Ferguson. For them, Amorim's handling of the situation was professional, unapologetic, and necessary. As one put it, this is the kind of leadership we've needed for years. The World Cup as leverage. A recurring sentiment was that Amorim is using the upcoming World Cup as his biggest bargaining chip. Multiple people pointed out that without regular club football, there's no way these players will make their national teams. It's a brutal but effective strategy. Cut your salary demands or kiss the World Cup goodbye. For many fans, this is smart business. They believe other clubs are trying to exploit United's desperation, waiting until the last minute to submit lowball offers. Some even called out teams like Real Betis, accusing them of hypocrisy. They want top prices for their own players, but expect to grab United's talent on cheap loans. But there's a flip side too. A few questioned why the club publicly devalues its own assets. If the plan is to sell, wouldn't it make more sense to protect the player's value? Some fans argued that Amorim's public criticism has hurt the chances of getting good transfer fees, especially for players like Garnacho. Let's talk about Garnacho, one of the most polarizing names in the discussion. Some passionately defended him, calling him an asset who shouldn't be sold under any circumstances. He came from the academy, he's turned games around on big occasions, and despite his attitude issues, many feel he deserves another shot. One supporter pointed out that Garnacho is better than Mount and Cunha combined when on form. Another argued that while he may have clashed with Amorim, he's one of the few United players who actually delivered over the past few seasons. But others weren't so forgiving. Several fans believe Garnacho's attitude is the real issue. From social media outbursts to a lack of discipline, many feel he hasn't shown the maturity needed to stay at a top club. A few even supported the idea of leaving him out of the Europa League final as a wake-up call. The message from Amorim to Garnacho was chilling. You better hope someone's serious about buying you, because next season will be tough, and a few fans agreed. Maybe it's time he learns the hard way. Sancho and Antony. Second chances or last chances? When it comes to Jadon Sancho and Antony, the opinions are just as split. Some fans want to see them gone. Full stop. They've had their chances, failed to deliver, and now it's time to move on. But there's a growing group that still sees potential. If only the right system is in place. A few suggested creative solutions, like converting Antony into an attacking wingback. Some even said he gave his best last season despite everything, and with proper coaching, could become a key asset. As for Sancho, opinions were harsher. Many criticized his performances, while others blamed the environment and poor management from previous seasons. Still, a small group thinks he could shine if given a new role, perhaps as a number 10 rather than a winger. But most agree on one thing: if these players can't humble themselves, train properly, and fit into Amorim's system, then there's no future for them at United. Wage demands. The elephant in the room beyond tactics and personalities, there's one issue everyone kept circling back to: wages. A huge number of fans believe the players' massive salaries are the real reason they're stuck. One viewer bluntly said, "It's not about what other clubs want to pay, and it's the wages these players are on." Others echoed this, saying United is being held hostage by contracts handed out during previous regimes. And while Amorim wants fair value, rival clubs know United needs to sell, which gives them all all the leverage. Some argued that if the club is so desperate, it should just cut its losses and sell. Others insisted that doing so would only reinforce the idea that United is weak in negotiations. It's a lose-lose situation, and the fans know it. Mismanagement or masterclass? A few voices took a step back and looked at the bigger picture, asking whether this mess is really Amorim's fault or a reflection of deeper problems at United. Some felt the club has shot itself in the foot repeatedly by hiring new managers mid-season, leaking internal issues to the media, and publicly scapegoating players. One viewer gave a brutal assessment: United deserves its current misery because it's a failure of planning and execution at every level. Others agreed that the club's media strategy has only made things worse. By making it clear which players are unwanted, United has reduced their market value and given all the power to buying clubs. As one person said, they've painted them as risks, and now can't understand why no one wants them. And then there were those who saw this as just the modern game. Clubs like Chelsea do it. Players get frozen out, sent to train with the reserves, and later earn recalls. Maybe this is just how the sausage gets made in football now. What about the fans? Interestingly, several fans turned their focus toward the actual season ahead. They reminded everyone that United only has one match per week, meaning the squad doesn't need to be massive. For them, this is the perfect opportunity to streamline the team and get rid of underperformers. Some even argued for keeping players like Garnacho to cover for injuries, which have been a huge issue in recent years. One fan suggested that a leaner squad with fierce competition could bring the best out of players like Rashford, Sancho, and Antony, if managed correctly. And of course, there were a few hopeful voices saying what every supporter dreams of: Man United will win the league this season. Whether that's blind optimism or quiet belief, only time will tell. So what's the verdict? From the fan reactions, one thing is clear: this isn't just a transfer update, it's a defining moment for Manchester United's future. Ruben Amorim has drawn a line in the sand, and the players must decide: fall in line, take a pay cut, or spend a season in exile. Some see this as a bold, necessary move, the kind of tough love United has lacked for years. Others feel it's a PR disaster, one that's tanking the value of potentially valuable assets. Between Garnacho's fiery talent and attitude issues, Sancho's inconsistent form, and Antony's uncertain role, there are no easy answers. Add in the pressure of the World Cup, and you've got one of the most complex transfer windows in recent memory. But one thing is certain: fans are watching closely, and they're not holding back their opinions. So what do you think? Should Amorim keep these players and give them another shot, or is it time to cut ties, no matter the cost? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more football drama and analysis every week.